Establishing Family Harmony. August 14, 2014. It is easy to say, humans as a species are incredibly social. For the most part, living in seclusion is not your common way of being or living. Living amongst people, however, provides great challenges. You are faced quite often, sometimes daily, with situations that may develop into conflicting demands from you, having you feeling uncertain and bring what peace you had to a crashing halt. Learning to overcome conflicts is an essential lesson and necessary part of life, and the best lessons often come right from your own family. Parents and children at different stages of their child's development will have conflict, and for the most part, these conflicts are to test the parent's reserve and what the child can get away with or overpower. If there are more than one sibling, then conflicts are quite common to occur between the two. There are also conflicts between spouses, if parenting is done with two parents. In order to smooth the differences between each person of the family, it is vital to understand how to overcome the diverse dynamics and sudden conflicts that arise within the family at any given time. The first step to overcome a family conflict is by trying to figure out the root cause of the differences between the family members that are having the struggle. The explosion between them is just the outburst. What caused the outburst requires a little digging, in order for the truth of the situation to be revealed. It is apparent that children will argue and complain that their parents don't understand them, whereas the parents often blame that their children have no respect towards them, and that they take what is given to them from their parents for granted. Sometimes when there is more than one child, one of the children may feel that the parent gives more attention to the other child, so that there is a feeling of being left out, and less important going on. And this kind of situation requires gentle handling. Conflicts such as this, left unnoticed, can easily cause the family to disintegrate. Every conflict within family can be overcome, but first you must want to learn how to overcome them and make whatever practices you bring to stick by being constantly consistent. Communication is huge. There is not a time when communication is not important, and in family life, where everyone lives under one roof, or is closely knitted, communication is necessary. When conflict arises within your family, between specific members, talking quietly, listening to what the issues are, will help to reduce the sudden rise of tension. Sharing of your thoughts is important, even if you are not directly involved. As you share your thoughts that are governed by your wise heart, you are listening to not just the words that have been expressed but also the body language. As you talk in a calming voice to the ones experiencing the conflict, you are sharing your perception of what you have witnessed and from what you feel and see from both or all that is involved. Then you wait to see what or how they will respond or react. Silence here is perfect and golden. It provides all members involved a time to collect their thoughts. Remember, beautiful bright hearts, there are differences in agreement between each person. This is why it is important to understand and value communication as a necessary tool to resolve issues. Working together will increase trust among one another and deepen the family's interconnectedness. The root of any conflict is not only found within family disagreements, but also found within the foundations of your modern society. With the rush of technology and information at your fingertips, 24 hours a day, youths and young children are exposed to a lot of media. Some are true, and some grossly exaggerated. It is important for the parents to provide guidance and to teach their children by their own example on how to proceed with life instead of always turning to what is going on in the World Wide Web. Sending children to school to learn is not wrong of the parent either. Of course, attending school will encourage more differences and challenges as the child is exposed to different ideas. But these new ideas don't have to bring conflict when you are willing to hear and to truly listen to what the child has to say, to what was learned. Through the give and take, you are building trust that will last a lifetime. Talking about what has been learned, and how what was learned affects the child's understanding, demonstrates care, empathy, and your own ability to learn from your child's perspective. Each member of a family has something to show, to share, and to teach to each other. But nothing will get relayed if the other members of the family are not willing to truly listen. Listening will always be a huge factor in any family and in any life situation. A lack of trust can easily rise up between any family member. If the distrust is allowed to manifest, separation between the family members that are in conflict will only deepen. It is important, beautiful, bright hearts, to establish trust when working at overcoming family conflicts and disagreements. Each day, life brings you challenges different from the previous day. And each person will have their own unique image and idea on how to proceed for the day and how they view life. Regardless of age, each person has a right to their views, opinions, and thoughts. It is never right to force your thoughts, your views, or opinions on another. By imposing your way of doing things, you are helping to bring about conflict where there may have been none, and where there is conflict there is added stress. Sometimes, dear ones, in order to overcome conflict with certain family members, it is best to maintain some distance, giving them room to contemplate and space to sort out their own thoughts. While giving this family member respectful space, you are also providing the rest of the family with the space and time to manage any stress that came as a result of the conflict. Finding ways to work conflicts out together, respecting each family member's ways of being and understanding, will go a long way, dear ones. One of the best ways to overcome conflict is to not overreact. Remember, you are unable to control your children's or your spouse's perception, thoughts, or views. In addition, most of the time your decisions are based on emotions, therefore it is imperative to comprehend each member that is part of your family. By understanding and knowing each family member well, you will be able to make better decisions that are based on their observations, not just your own emotions. When each person is only thinking of their own views and of their own perception and not seeing how their actions are affecting each member, then conflict will grow. To help reduce conflict, it is important to not overreact. Take a deep breath, and present yourself as calmly as possible. Overreacting can be very dangerous. It is important to learn and to understand the concept of actions and reactions and the consequences they can bring. Focus your perception and your attention to bringing the conflict to manageable levels. Work with baby steps if needed, encouraging and giving praise when necessary. With gentle persuasion that is based on unconditional love, conflicts can be dissolved. It may take time, therefore we encourage you to make time, work with time instead of against it. Take the conflicting moments within your family as something to learn from and to grow from together, tightening the bonds that conflicts try to sever. There comes a certain age with the young people of any family, that a rebellious nature will begin to flow. It is then the parents' role to become tolerant and understanding of their children's sudden development. Most rebellious stages don't last, they run their course after the child has had enough or something else came along that gained their attention. Each parent was once a child, therefore they too had a rebellious streak. Learn to discern which conflict is worth the effort, and which ones you are willing to tolerate. You cannot battle them all. You are giving your children room to grow and to explore, while watching from a safe distance, being available when they need you, loving them unconditionally, helping to tighten the trust and developing respect that is part of the glue within the bond in families. Tolerance is not only necessary with children but also with spouses. Conflicts can arise with spouses between dislikes and likes of behaviors and attitudes. For their marriage to be successful, both spouses must become tolerant of the other's way of being. Both people came into the marriage with their own views and perceptions. And each person's views and perceptions, even if not understood, are to be respected and tolerated. Some earlier views and perceptions will change, but it is up to each person to bring the changes to themselves and not to have the changes forced upon them. To be able to manage conflicts decently within the family, it's important to be tolerant of each family member that is a part of the family, and to understand that each member has their own views and are trying to grow and to learn just like you, but in their own unique way. If you look at your hand, beautiful bright hearts, each finger is different, not equal to the other beside it, but each finger has its own unique importance. Just like in a family. Each family member is different, unique and important. There will be differences, there will be conflicts, but having an open heart and open mind will help tremendously to reduce the amount of conflicts and bring more harmony and joy to the family as a result. Love and peace can always be applied in any situation. Beautiful bright hearts. All it takes is a little initiative, courage, trust and a little faith, not necessarily in that order, and try until your trying becomes a positive doable action that is based entirely of love. And so it is. I'm Ascended Master, Lady Nada, through Julie Miller. spiritualnetworks.com